my doctor said I had to cut down.
No, and also I know that you know had a job with bodies and dealing with organs. So I thought this would be totally fine.
3 days.
Is this the room we're going to be in?
Yes.
Well, I just saw it in the.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Now it's not my problem.
Well done. Well done.
By the way,
Right.
I'm currently. This is actually Appley's birthday present, but I wanted to share it with both of you. I am currently rooming with just Tobe, so if you need, you know Tobe? Cute little otter that. I believe I'll need this for garnishing here. I don't know. He's always up on. I don't remember what he runs. I'll show you a picture of him, but I think all the pictures I have of him are bottomless. So, well. So I don't have any wine, but if you need more alcohol later, just stop by 236.
You have taken care of me perfectly. Thank you so much. Oh, let's do that again. Listen to that sound.
Oh, that's great.
Just don't stick your microphone in it this time.
When have I ever done that?
Well.
Don't answer that question.
Broke the speakers?
It won't fit.
Not in that glass, but
The big IFC glass.
Where's your big glass?
Okay, that glass weighs 25 pounds. I'm old. Trying to hold that thing is like.
Is that the giant one they presented to you?
Yes! The goddamn thing weighs 20. Okay, it's 25 pounds empty. You put 4 bottles of wine in it, it's 50 pounds. It's no.
So, funny thing about that is that was literally my first FurCon ever. Was that IFC?
Yes.
And so like that's always going to be one of the biggest memories of mine is watching them present you the giant glass.
Which reminds me, I've been remiss. If anybody has a glass, before we begin tonight's festivities, this is to Timothy McCormick, Lemonade Coyote.
Yes.
Frost. Sorry, had to do. I shook that guy's hand and my hand is now covered with sugar.
There's vodka. It's vodka.
Okay, I'm all sticky and there's much better ways for that. I'm going to go, excuse me, where's the nearest?
It's right here. Behind the herbs table.
Sorry?
Behind the herbs table next to these.
Yeah, I might need your assistance. Thank you very much.
Behind the charity table.
Oh, behind the charity. Oh, thank you.
I'm not a barbarian. I am a civilized man. I wouldn't present you something so distasteful.
Then why are you dressed
without
like a
thought.
pirate?
It smells like Jell-O up here.
And vodka.
Wonderful aroma. No. Considering I know what it's made from.
That's a bit excessive.
So.
You can thank our fine restaurant for supplying the supplies. And of course, you know, a foreign substance to you, we call it water.
Fish fucking that.
Yeah, I know, right? Is it hot?
Yes. I know. It's hot fish sex.
Hot, sweaty.
And their children
Fish sex.
are born and it's a fish placenta.
Yes.
And toxic chemicals they pump out.
this evening for your tonight's dinner.
You can get me my co-host, who's late.
Of course he is. See, the thing is, Alkali is like a wizard. He is neither late nor early. He appears exactly when he needs to.
Got a couple of minutes.
Does anybody have a penny?
Yes.
Actually, I have the dime used yesterday.
I have a quarter.
I can't remember the words.
Oh, what quarter?
I think you need to throw it closer to the door. He'll hear it better.
And don't worry, you get the head.
Thank you. But
I'll leave it the body to the professional drinker.
It's $5 now.
we're gonna wait. Thank you. I was talking with Mama T here because Mama T knows about. Okay, she's friends with my mom. It's a true story. At your occurrence just a week ago, I was trying to have a nice, quiet, civilized sake tasting with the Japanese delegation, and it was wonderful. It was, you could hear the koto music playing. We were having a tea ceremony, and then at my door, and I opened my door, and there is my mom with 12 Norwegians cramming into my room, and they started pouring stroopwafel liqueur into the sake. That's when I left.
Seems like a good way to waste sake and stroopwafel.
Yes.
There's no good way to waste liquor. There's only bad ways to waste it, sadly, except for drinking it. No matter the age.
The only
it's better to
bad
drink
way to waste any sort of alcohol is to dispose of it in a fashion in which someone who would have enjoyed it does not get to.
it. Schadenfreude.
Excellent.
Alkali, get in here.
Yells something about his hat. That's an alkali.
Oh, alkali! Look what I got!
We have pennies for you.
I don't know what's more important. We're talking about the con and the penny, so hold it.
Don't let him win. Throw it already. Where's he sitting?
I don't know. I don't care. Not my fault, not my problem.
Not his kind.
Thank you.
For your state.
What?
You are very smart.
Alkali, I hope
Come on, Alkali.
Come on, your
Come get it, boy.
birthday dinner.
Come on. Come here. Come here, boy. Come on. Do a war dance. Come on. Do a war dance.
And call yourself an idiot.
Oh,
What, bitch?
alkali?
What the? Hi.
Well, if you can drink from the bottle, at dinner, your birthday dinner.
Exactly.
Seems fair.
A wonderful bear roasted in vodka and made of jello.
Liberate tutti me ex inferno.
Ex Verno, ex Vano. Henny.
Heard that?
We're all good. The convention is safe.
Well, it's already decapitated by him.
You are really bad at abortions.
Thank you.
So, guys, I was thinking we could do this dinner as a bit of charity.
Well, it's only a charity room.
Since it is a charity room, perhaps we could have them set at the eater's requests, or eater's requests of what denomination would be needed to get them to eat a.
English! We need English!
How much do you want to pay?
Give us money!
2.
How much money to eat the bear?
Wait, like the whole bear?
No.
You're gonna have to buy them all new animals.
You don't have enough. No, you don't have to. We're talking $10,000 to eat this bullshit.
Hey, is that Jeff Bezos?
Hold on. I need to know something. One second. Yep, this cuts just like the human brain.
Yes, it does.
Wow.
This is actually incredible.
You work with money. How do you know that?
I'm sorry, have you never gone to morgue day at work?
I work at Subway. I should.
So did I. Morgue day at Subway is at least a foot long.
I hate you.
I hate me too. Oh, no. No need to do serving. No need to do serving. I have been putting this off all weekend. I specifically did not eat any dinner so that I could have some sugar. Sir, here is to you.
Here is to me. Forever friends we shall be.
And if we ever disagree,
Since Thursday night.
Oh my god!
That was going to be a good joke.
On deserve a high five. Wait, let me prove my ring. There we go. That's what she said.
That looks like a heart.
Does this bring back old work memories, Kage?
Oh, Bill, you don't look so good anymore.
It's actually true.
There was a guy running around. Okay.
And
the
also
person-
that there is sauce in there. If you feel you need to further garnish.
Kalima! Kalima!
Okay, there was a fursuiter running around. He was cute. He was a fursuiter, green fursuiter, and he had this like human head. He was running around with a human head. And I picked it up and I said, "Yeah, that's about right."
Oh, right.
What was
Isn't
his
that Frank?
name? I can't remember his name.
Wasn't that Frank?
It was Murray. Okay.
Murray the head.
Murray the head.
Murray the head. He was my buddy.
Well,
By the way,
it
is
was
it time?
distance.
I don't know.
What time is it?
Fun head.
What?
9 o'clock exact.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to I Comedy Better When I've Had a Few!
How was it?
We haven't had a few.
Let me be honest with you. I'm going to give you the full review on this gummy bear. One time, I vomited phlegm into my mouth that still tasted like cherry vodka. This is slightly better.
Yes!
On the flavor department, way worse on the texture. How long have you soaked this for?
Since Thursday night.
It is starting to disintegrate, and I'm going to stop eating it. This tastes like what my dog farts. Do not taste that. The texture is, oh my God. So I'm going to just do this intravenously.
Get started.
Thank you very much,
I
my
got
friend.
an idea.
for you.
I have an idea.
Honor and
What do you have, my friend?
Anyone have money to donate? I'll pass.
If we get
All right.
$5,000,
Here's how much you owe.
you and I shall put our hands behind our backs and eat this like wild wolves. Just putting our faces in and going,
If
"No,
we
no."
get-
But it's going to cost you $5,000, and I know you motherfuckers ain't good for it.
You have to take credit cards.
We do, and if that is happening, I am getting a freaking tarp, and we are changing out of this. We're coming in here in our bathing suits.
I am actually wearing my best.
Wait, you're not wearing a song?
If you do not know what this panel is, I Comedy Better When I Had a Few is a brilliant panel started by this man. We have come up here without this man.
This man.
You take the blame.
Shut up.
We come up here without a script. We're going to, for the next hour, basically do our best to hang out with all of you. And as always, this panel is for charity. If you can give, give. If you can't, more important than anything else, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the show. We are furries. We've got this. The animals will be fine. And speaking of the animals, I think we have a representative of the charity all the way in back. Guys, give up the
So, I will be honest.
cards.
Do we have it with you?
I can just enter it.
You're amazing. Thank you very much. And one more round of applause for the director of everything I don't want to do with this con, ladies and gentlemen, Dragor.
So I'll be honest with you. That was the first time I ever soaked anything or did anything with alcohol.
Now,
so I'd say it's a success.
I will be honest with you. You have done a great job for your first time soaking things in alcohol, because myself and this gentleman over here once tried to soak Skittles. Allow me to tell you how you don't soak Skittles. Step 1, separate the Skittles. Step 2, forget that you separated the Skittles and put them on a shelf. Step 3, your parents come over and look at you and say, "Do you need to see a shrink?" They thought I was separating all of the candy in the house. And because they didn't know I drank at the time, I said, "I have a problem." And then I sorted the pocket change.
Alkaline?
Yes, my friend?
You could have simply told your parents, "I'm doing it for the Virgin Mary."
What?
He was raised in a Catholic household.
That is correct.
Despite
being Jewish.
It's a loop again.
Also, despite everything that you say, that is over 18.
which must have, okay, that
This
must,
panel is definitely over 18.
Yeah.
Right now we are declaring that.
Yeah, you're-
Fuck off, children.
yes, under 18, fucking the alpha. It must have been very agonizing for your parents, because your parents knew.
My parents must have been very aware, but to continue this conversation, ladies and gentlemen, to actually start this, give it up for Uncle Kage!
We shall, whose poor parents raised this boy Catholic, knowing all along that he killed Christ.
I absolutely love in Catholic high school that they have a class called Religious Studies. I went to Religious Studies every day for 4 years. Let me tell you, singular. It wasn't religious, it's just one.
Already
just
over
their
300.
study. Thank you. Oh my
Including
God.
that guy back there gave a $100 bill.
Oh my God, thank you guys so much. This is terrifyingly awesome.
Ave Maria, Latin words, and all the priest loves drinking
And
the
that's
sacramental wine in back, because we all know God loves drinking wine. Because God made wine
From
all of us and made us.
All right, can I ask everyone a question? If he could do it one way, if he could turn water into wine,
Yeah.
blood is like 87. He's basically just, I won the war.
Okay, Jesus at a frat party, he was the man. It's like, dude, we're out of booze. I got this. Whoa, man.
Oh God! I knew what was in there, and I was still surprised. We had an occurrence at my Catholic high school. Dear God. We had our basketball team, state champs, broke into the sacristy and got a hold of the sacramental wine.
Really?
Before a game, they took it to the locker room and they drank it. I was the cameraman for St. Lawrence High School for 3 of my years there. I filmed all of the away games. And upon entering the locker room, where 5 youths on the basketball team were found drunk on stolen sacramental wine, Coach Gauger holding the captain team, "Why would you do that?" And I quote, "You can't get a speeding ticket if you're drunk on sacramental wine." I thought that was funny too. Guess what? That is a law.
What?
That is a real thing.
Whoa,
An
no.
exception, yes.
What?
An exception to drunk driving in the state of Illinois if you can prove that the reason you failed the breathalyzer test by a certain amount is sacramental wine. You are exempt from drunk driving. That was a real rule, and this college student needed to say that to our coach. He didn't get in trouble.
Okay, here's the thing that is, okay, I am still totally blown away by the fact that...
Kage, your mic's off.
What?
Your mic's off.
Turn the shit on. This is, okay, what totally... This one on?
This one on. This one's on.
That's what's up.
My hands are all sticky.
Gio, you're what?
No wonder your robe's white.
The fact that, okay, this boy
That is a laugh.
grew up in a Catholic family, and okay,
Dinner bell.
any intelligent observer would either say, dude, he's either Jesus or the Geico caveman. Just look at him. He's got the Jew fro, he's got the Jew nose, he's got the Jew beard, he loves pennies.
I don't love pennies, they love me. So apparently, Occasionally, I fart pennies. I don't know how it happened. It might have been a penny situation. But there I was after a convention. In my home, we are all close. We are not going to deal with clothes and towels after a shower. And as I'm walking down the hallway from a shower, I hear a crashing noise of multiple pennies in the hallway where I'm standing alone. There's no punchline. There's no explanation. I obviously fart pennies, and I blame you. The penny situation will never die.
Incidentally, this is a charity performance, as Alkali said, because somebody came in late. We're here to raise money for the stretch rats and limousine.
Anyone else come in with anything to give?
It's a ferret! I'm a ferret!
They're called stretch rats.
You're my friend!
A ferret is a gerbil that survived.
You non-violent...
That's science, bitches.
If I am a stretch rat, you are Willy Wonka's everlasting June bug, asshole. At the end of time, it will be cockroaches, cotton candy, because screw you for not thinking of it first. That stuff just sits there until it gets wet, and then it's weird. Twinkies and Uncle Kage, also meaning furcons, will outlive the apocalypse. Because at this point, I think 4 of them had apocalypse as a theme. We're not smart, we're preparing.
You forgot spam.
How did I forget spam? Kage! Wonderful spam! Lovely spam! Lovely spam! Shut up!
Ah, yes. Okay, copyright violation. Thank you, YouTube.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry, YouTube.
About $30.
Thank you.
Oh, $30! Big spenders! Thank you, fuckheads. Okay.
Apparently, one of the cupcakes at Cupcake Roulette was filled with spam.
Oh, I was supposed to be the cupcake roulette, wasn't I?
Yes, you
You are so lucky you didn't.
are. I got under
Oh, okay.
Hold on. He should not be at Cupcake Roulette. I've watched him try to eat pasta and drink. It doesn't go well. He doesn't need that shit.
I have a good reason. Okay, I have a very good reason for having missed the Cupcake Roulette this evening. I forgot. That's my excuse. I forgot.
Wish I could forgot.
I also said we're over 90.
Okay, here's the thing. My watch battery ran down, and I don't know what time it is, so I'm relying on people. Okay, I was doing science, pseudoscience, and outright crap. I'm like, am I finished? People are like, you're over time. Ah, done, got it. I need people to tell me what time it is, because without my watch, I'm lost.
See that red disc back there?
Yes.
That's a clock.
What does it say?
Wow.
Don't you have
912.
My phone was broken by one of you. We are totally okay with this, but I just want to put out a public service announcement. If you are good at juggling, that's fantastic. Phones are no longer applicable. Stop that. He had 2 other dangerous implements and asked to borrow my phone, and I, like an idiot, gave it to him. And then he made a mistake.
Hey guys, you think we can get him to drink a cup full of the stuff in the
No.
No.
My friend, I am going to enjoy this on my own time because I can't wait to feed it to Xander. This is coming home, my fat ass.
And who is
Why are you way over there? Come way over here. I miss you.
Because you were farting.
I was farting pennies. You'll be rich. Rich like Nazis. What? They had gold.
They did. They had lots of gold. Some of it's still lost.
Why do you keep moving? I just got back from Berlin several days ago. Okay. Boy, what?
Nothing.
How's everybody enjoying the con this year? we are here to entertain you. And in return for us entertaining you, you're going to give money to the stretch rats and the non-stretch rats and the gerbils that survived and everything out
Just hold it
there.
out there. Hold it out there.
Anybody at all.
Yeah.
So, Uncle Kaga, I have something to ask you. Now, you had Anthrocon fairly recently, just a few months ago.
Unfortunately, yes.
Myself and my cohorts are about to finish with IFC after a year of planning.
Yes.
What did you do to wind down after the unbelievable event that we know as Anthrocon?
I committed seppuku.
Well, you got better, apparently.
Okay, I'm not very good at it. When I got the sword out, I wound up cutting the label off the wine bottle. That's as close as I got.
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger. I'm sorry, what was the question again? I got a little lost.
What did you do to relax after Anthrocon?
Okay, relax after Anthrocon. I started planning next year's Anthrocon, which is not really relaxing. I'm not... You use strange words to me. What is this relax you refer to?
Some of us play video games. I mean, there's jerking off.
Oh, yes, I masturbate.
Oh,
okay,
there it is.
Yeah, that's it. With both hands.
To a picture.
Wait a minute. Nope. Lying.
No, both hands.
Comedy is all about yes and, but I will not let you lie. There is no way that you could have written a check and jerked off at the same time. You gotta hold the checkbook.
I can write with a pen in my mouth.
He didn't mean mouth.
I can write with a pen held in a specific location. But I did indeed jerk off with both hands while writing that check. This is Jew humor, by the way.
Oh, good. You have a two-handed greatsword.
I'm just looking forward to that check bouncing and then sticking to the ceiling. Yes, it's been 2 years since I got him to do a spit take. Yes! I'm winning.
The problem is the check was to visit Pittsburgh. They're used to everything. Visit Pittsburgh has gotten checks from me with all sorts of stuff on it. They've gotten checks with whipped cream on it. They've gotten checks. I'm talking about this in public, aren't I?
Now, Kage, you have always claimed that you are the gentleman who takes care of the money at Anthrocon.
I am.
You are. That means that you probably have to finish the convention and cash all those checks.
Yes.
Then, okay, what's the weirdest thing that's ever been in the memo field for you? You can just start listing them. I have one or two. If you have one, say it, and I will say one of mine. What is the weirdest thing you ever found in the memo field of one of your checks?
Seriously? Mm-hmm. Honestly?
Sure.
Bribes. Bribes.
I had for a good time call and then a phone number. What else did you have in your memo field? You don't get a lot of those, huh? You get a lot of those.
No, okay. What you put in the memo field becomes a matter of public record for a nonprofit organization.
Correct.
So you have to be very, very, you have to be creative what you put in there. Okay, bribes, that's not true. I just put in Bad Dragon 5-3. Because if they audit me, I can show them the receipt from Bad Dragon with 5-3 on it.
Oh my God.
This is a business, remember? This goes back to when I showed up. Okay, when I show up in Pittsburgh, wait.
Oh, God.
Oh, hey, it's Sam! The Teamsters Local 286 in Pittsburgh, they love me. I'm their boy. All right, I show up in Pittsburgh. They're like, oh, hey, guys, Sam's there. All right, hey, Sam. All right, here's Sam. Hey, Sam, there's 3 pallets with dildos here with your name on it.
This is the thing we have to deal with. How's your weekend going?
It was the wrong name. It was Sam Conway. It was supposed to be Wilma Conway.
Now,
your turn.
I will not have you telling stories about your mother. She is a saint. The saint of drinking. Uncle Kage has been leading a very necessary for a staff of, how many staff? Is it over 200? 300 staff at Anthrocon. And this is Sparta! Well, he has a meeting every Thursday of the convention where as much of the staff as can get together. He stands at a table, thanks them, cries, thanks them again, talks about service dogs that have been replaced by chickens. Thanks them again, tells the story of a time a dog had projectile vomit in the dealer's den. Thanks them again, story of the horse. We'll leave it at that.
He's not making.
This is.
He's not making any of this shit up. I swear. I don't know which end it's.
Neither did the horse.
These tables fall over so easy. They know it's the worst.
Okay, so I'll let you continue your story.
What you want to do?
What? I'm not telling the story.
Well,
I'm sitting here. What?
We're just gonna yell. Well, halfway through this, the fourth time we heard the horse story, his mother wheels the cart over to me. Now, his mother is in one of those little fruit, what do you call those?
Mobility scooters.
Mobility scooter. See, I always thought it would be fun to have a comedy troupe of nothing but 400-pound individuals, and we're all in the mobility scooters, and they call us the Little Rascals. Xander had a different name for them. We were the cholesterolols.
No. So anyway. Anyway.
Give me that. So, in the middle of his story, his mother, his dear sweet mother, pulls the rascal into the middle of the room, sees that I'm not where she thought I was, and decides she needs to go to me to get booze, and forgot that the rascal beeps when backing up. So there's Uncle Kage saying, one time there was a horse.
Oh, there was a horse. There was a horse.
Beep, 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 beep. Oh, shut up, I'm getting a drink.
I wish he was making this up.
What I wish I was making up is I thought I knew booze. I can tell most booze by flavor, some booze by smell. Grandma Kage can tell booze by aura.
From 50 feet away, she can look at the booze and know what it is.
And she did, because I had 8 pockets. This coat has 8 pockets in it, and she found the one with Bacardi 151 in a flask.
Okay, you have to remember, Shakespeare wrote about my mom. She's over here in her little mobility scooter, and there's Uncle and she's like, double, toil and trouble, fire.
Cauldron, burn, and burst, and bubble.
Not quite, but you're close.
I'm close.
And for being semi-drunk, that's pretty impressive, actually.
By the way,
I had to do it a few times.
I told the story, and it was true. I wish I had a goddamn camera going, because it is this is the God's honest truth. At Eurofurence just 1 week ago.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I had the Japanese contingent in my room, and they brought sake, and it was very professional, very mature, very traditional.
Itadakimasu.
It's like we've got this. Okay, we were having a wonderful sake tasting. They brought the sake, and you take the sake, and then the main sheet, the business card, and it was wonderful. And then I opened the door, and there's my mom with 25 Norwegians came bursting into my room. Said, "Are you drinking?" I said, "Ma," she said, "they started pouring stroopwafel liquor into our sake." The Japanese loved it. I just went downstairs. It's like, I don't know. I went downstairs and I went to security and I said, some strange old woman came to my room and broke up my party. But this is EF security. They said, "Oh, it's your mother." Yeah, we know.
Uncle Kage, you already knew that would be the case. Would you care to regale us of the time the Dorsai went to break up your mother's party while you were on the way to the elevator?
Oh.
Do you remember that one?
No.
With Dari?
Allow me to set you the scene. Wait, do you know it?
That hurt.
Don't do that.
I'm not going to do that again.
Just a good
No, you tell the story because my knuckles hurt like hell. All right, go on.
Well,
Gummy bear.
Boniam to sola sanctus to sola dominus to sola Santissimus Jesu Christe, cum sanctum spiritu in gloria.
Demons be gone.
leave it to Uncle Kage to make an entire audience moist. Well,
Shema Israel, Adonai.
No, what you're supposed to say is Irumabu regalium temurum decorari. Or Latin for you fucked up.
Liberate tutti ex infernum.
well, my friend over here had been told by his mother. And when you are told something by your mother, what do? You
Run.
You come up with an excuse not to do it. Well, he was all out of excuses, and his mother said, "Oh, it would behoove you to show up to my room tonight
Whoa,
at 10
she did
p.m.
not say be who.
She said, "Show up to my fucking room, asshole."
That's what she said.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my God!
Oh my God, yes.
My dear, thank
we
you
love
so
you to
much.
pieces. Thank you. Come to our room later.
It's probably another time for me to do a loop.
Just
That
throw
is,
the
that
hat
is.
out
Am I
there.
talking to the
Hey,
microphone
guys!
now?
No, the hat's just
There
gonna
it is.
stay out there for a while. You're insane. We're just gonna perform for you for a bit. However, no, they haven't. In a little while, we're gonna bring up some more guests. You guys are in this pile alone.
Guess what?
What?
Keep talking.
Oh, good.
We're talking about, we're talking about my mom.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about your mom
Yes.
and then insurance policies. You son of a
Because I
bitch.
think I just broke my finger on the table. This really fucking hurts. Go on, we're talking. Continue. Oh, God.
So
Keep
stop
talking.
making it worse.
Do you need another glass, Mr. Conway?
Continue, please.
So his mother told him she needed him to show up about 10 o'clock that night, and he did. And when he showed up, he found the most uproarious, drunken party with not one, but two different Germans singing two different songs in two different languages. Thank you so much, my friend.
He gives you a lap dance to a Katy Perry song.
What?
If he gives you a lap dance to a Katy Perry song, $100.
Is it
Neither of us
fireworks?
know who Katy Perry is. I hope you like Mac the Knife.
Okay,
that'll
we don't
work.
know who Katy Perry is, and he has no lap.
Gotta try.
All right, go over it.
Wait.
Who can sing a Carrie Patty song? Carrie, whatever song.
All right, we'll try it.
Here, you sing fireworks.
Okay,
Firework. I came up like a
you're all
firework.
alone,
Wait a minute.
living in space without a suit or helmet. The vacuum makes your sinus explode. Pop goes an eardrum. Okay, there we go. That was Katy Perry, ladies and gentlemen.
It's really good he stopped right there. I was about to show you the new
Thank you.
ventriloquist act. That he doesn't like unless there's a lot of Crisco.
By the way, if somebody might get some ice, I honestly actually think I broke my finger banging on the table.
Hey, hun, it's backstage. I have a giant thing of ice right here.
You do
Right here.
put anything for charity. Right, okay.
He got it.
Thank you.
Well-
Sorry, continue. What were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about booze and money.
And your mom.
The
Cold water.
will enjoy watching you continue to finger yourself for charity.
Thank you very much. I'll use this. Oh, I'll use this to buy some ice, which I might need. Thank you very much. Woo!
Well, that's charity, I guess, to be fair.
You know, it didn't hurt when I first did it, but it's really fucking hurting now. Okay. More funny shit. Give us more funny shit.
All right.
Yeah, more funny shit.
So to go through that one very quickly.
Yeah.
I'm moving the table so that you stop.
It's going. It's
going off the stage.
That's
well.
Okay, never mind.
Uncle Kage left the party because it was a little bit too uproarious. On the way to the elevator, he crossed paths with Eurofurnace's security team. Now, how do you describe the gentleman in the security team? Is
Dari.
Thank you.
He is both Prussian and Irish. I am the security chief for Eurofurnace. I come from Prussia and I'm Irish. I zwei. Dari came up. He's like,
Isn't he a Panzer Grenadier?
Yes, Daria is a Panzer Grenadier. He's with the German army. They don't call it the Wehrmacht anymore. Dari's job is if the tank gets bogged down in the mud, they send Dari to pick it up and carry it back to the garage. Dari's there and looks down the hall. I zwei. Continue.
Well, Uncle Kage found himself in the hallway, passing members of their security team, going to his mother's room.
she's busted.
He wished them the best of luck. Now that is from his standpoint. The rest of the story will be told from my viewpoint. Uncle Kage is standing around when members of the security team surround him, and he goes, "Did you shut down my mother's party?" Sees the look in security's eye, the drained, dead, up all night look, and said, "Wait a minute, how many drinks did you have with my mother?" And because German is the perfect language, he was able to answer both questions with one word: 9!
Einigkeit und Recht und Freiheit für das deutsche Vaterland.
Those are the words you can say.
What are the words you can't say to their national anthem?
Oh, there's some you can't say.
I know.
Okay, there's the obvious ones, but then there's the ones you can't sing that I wish you could sing. Oh my God! Right, okay, the third verse. The third verse. The Germans need to bring back the third verse. Yes.
Deutsche Frauen, deutsche Treue, deutscher Wein und deutscher Song.
It means, loosely translated, let's all get drunk, have sex, and be friends. I didn't get into that.
I don't know who did this. Whose frog $10 bill is this?
Obviously a Frenchman.
I need to tell you, my dear, this triggers a memory. For you see, I used to play a game, and the person we're going to bring up to the stage next has also played it with me. And that game is called Nero. That is my LARP. I've been LARPing for most of my life, and one day we decided it was time to give a friend of ours the final part to his plot line. A LARP is beautiful. A LARP is D&D, but in live action. And at a good LARP... Yo.
Define LARP.
LARP is a live-action role-playing game. It's playing D&D in real life. You go out to the forest, beat the shit out of your friends, and have a beer afterwards.
America, fuck yeah!
Highly recommended. Well, on this storyline, a man named Jonathan Blackstone was finally encountering his worst fear. His worst fear being swamp life, swamps. And we were trying to figure out, do we take him near the pond and have an encounter, a fight over there? Too easy. Do we make a representation of a field covered in lily pads and cat o' nine tails and covered in fog? Too easy. We made close to 1,000 paper frogs. And when he arrived, it was only me sitting there in a loincloth after having rubbed onions in my eyes hardest to get the most bloodshot look I could possibly do. And when he walked into the room, he said, "What is this?" And I yelled, "Shitty frogs!" Because if you touch their butt, they hop.
Is anybody else getting aroused, by the way? Okay, thank you. It's not just me, right? Okay.
Alkali, I would like photo proof of that event.
Shitty Frogs was never photographed. I can give you different photo proof. Look at thedragonshow.com. I'm drunk as shit.
No. Okay, how drunk is shit?
Pretty friggin' drunk.
I don't know, but it's got corn in it. What? I was talking about ethanol. What do you want? Ladies!
How much do we have here in front of us?
This much. I only sorted it and faced it. I will count it when I can jerk off.
Okay, you jerk off while I talk to these people.
Do it.
I'll do the table. Okay, hang on. Go on. Dude, you need one hand not visible.
I'm sorry, you're not Jewish. This is jerking off.
Sorry, Jewish. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a comedy performance for charity. We are here to raise money. Oh, hi. I remember you. I pushing this toward the edge of the stage again, aren't I?
A little. Not terrible.
However did you know? What do we have? Whoa, what's this? It's a... Yeah, help me, hold this for me. It's called 14 Hands.
Oh my God, is that a Malone?
14 Hands.
I know 14 Hands.
It takes 14 hands for alkali.
We are in desperate need of $8.
Allow me to do another round.
Thank you.
Anybody?
Allow me to go to the ATM.
Anyone? Anything?
Here's the hat. It's $8.
Coming goes the 420.
We also can do cards.
Here is 20.
We'll take the 20, thank you. Okay, we'll take more because this is for the stretch rats.
Dude!
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, we were looking at it. People looking at it and say, "Oh, look, it's a limousine rat." Thank you.
You know what?
More funny shit. We need more funny shit.
I think I need some help up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome to the stage right now two people who have been making sure this convention is as well as it can be. I am drunk. Fuck all. All right, glasses now. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to the stage a representative of the charity. I know I saw you out there, but I can't see very far into the audience. Yeah, a unicorn. Have you picked a furry name yet?
What?
Have you picked a furry name yet?
I'm just gonna make a pre-guess and say at least 80.
That's got it.
Oh my gosh, thank you guys. That's amazing.
Have you picked a furry name yet?
No, I just Heather.
Heather? Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, give it up for Heather! I do. One moment. While I'm getting something to share with the charity, take a seat. Guys, this gentleman has been keeping my sanity all weekend. I couldn't do this without him. Guys, the chairman of First Square, give it up for Drago!
So at one point, Alkali, the man that does not want to spend money even at our own event, was shown an iPad mini with a hand thing on the back.
Shut up!
And his hand goes in, and you'll see him walk around, and he can do everything from it. So when it came time to talk about budgets, this man, of all people, had a $2,000 line item because not only did he want these iPads, he liked the sound two of them made when you high-fived them together.
It's the world's most expensive high five!
All right. I'm interrupting.
Do it.
I would like to hear from our darling colleague Heather, who is having, I suspect, your first exposure to what we call furry fandom. May we ask your initial impressions?
So we came last year, and I already knew what FurCon was. I came here a couple of years ago with a friend briefly, and then we were invited to be the charity last year, and I was like, well, and I got this lovely letter from, I believe it was Jake actually, desperately trying to explain furries in a way that would make sense to new people.
I'm sorry,
And
I need to know. Could you
Sure.
please paraphrase that letter? I want to hear Jake's
I wish I could
explanation.
remember, but it was like,
It's like, notice it's your charity.
It was so professional. And I said, oh, we know what furries are, we'd love to. And he was like, wait, what?
That is the proper reaction.
So I came last year and had an excellent time. And on Saturday night, we were invited to a VIP reception, and I ran all the animals home, and I showered, and I came back, and I got here in time for that. And I had the lovely experience of enjoying cocktails made by Magic, and they are magic. And then I couldn't go home, so I was here for a very, very long time Saturday night. But
what convention to invite you and then get you drunk in the FurCon?
So I was there at the reception long past ending time, hanging out and talking, and I got my very own private Furry 101 tutorial, wherein I learned I've been a furry since high school. I was my high school mascot, and my high school mascot, I from a small town here in Indiana called Vincent's. Anybody? Our high school mascot is called Big A. No one knows what Big A is. Big A is a big green blob. We like to call him the Green Grimace. That's kind of what he looks like, but he's a little more round than triangular. And I wore that costume at basketball games, not football games, because I was in the marching band. But I wore them in basketball games and had a blast, and it was one of my favorite memories. And then I have this deep, abiding love for Halloween. I just thought I really, really liked Halloween. Turns out I just like wearing my fursuits. So it's been a lot of fun to discover this community, because I knew what furries were, but I didn't understand what furries were. And so being invited and welcomed into this community has just been such a fabulous experience. We had an amazing time last year, and I think I said it to somebody yesterday that coming here all day yesterday, it felt like coming home.
Oh. I would like to emphasize, okay, it takes a very, very rare type of human being to be willing to donate one's time, to be willing to sacrifice one's life in order to give a voice to those who have no voice of their own. And I would like to have a very, very warm round to those folks.
Well, enough heartfelt nonsense. Let's go back to jerking off with money.
This is called Pie Hole. Heather, would you like to have some of our Pie Hole?
Heather, do you have any fond memories from last year of having a good time at this con? Perhaps something that maybe one of us on this table might not fully remember?
You know, I don't remember.
The one who doesn't remember is her.
I don't remember all of last Saturday, but I think I know the story you're talking about, and I actually think it happened the next day. He asked me earlier tonight if I had any funny stories about alkali. And I said...
Okay, maybe I should say from now on, don't say that part out loud.
And I said, you know, I don't remember a lot of my time with alkali, but do you mean like that time my ferret pooped on him?
Oh, he liked that. There's a drop down on Fur Affinity for that, you know.
I didn't like it. However, ferret poop apparently makes counting money easier. It makes your fingers stickier. And no! Bad cockroach! My God.
Sorry, never mind.
Okay. There was a moment pause there as we're all like, ferret poop. Where can we go with that? The cornerstone of improv.
Did quiet right there.
I don't know about y'all, but I was picturing like how much of a journey does it have to go through in the ferret if it's all like tube spring wound up? Like, do different patterns come out like those nozzles for those cookies?
You can set your calendar to my shits once a month to mix it through.
Okay, speaking as the chairman of one of the larger furry conventions. Yeah.
Just a wallet?
Give it to the lady.
Oh, I thought.
We are always trying to put the best face forward.
Just need their wallet.
Oh, we'll take this. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Hold on. Would you? No, do not give us your driver's license.
Okay.
I meant to put it at your chest.
We try to put the best face forward to our chosen charity. We don't generally bring up things like everything that's been brought up. And at my convention, nobody is ever inebriated in front of the charity.
I go to your convention.
Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about.
No, you don't know what I'm talking about. You are also drunk in front of the charity.
Never.
Wait.
Allow me to regale you a story. Do you remember it? You have it, you do it.
What?
No. I was going to talk about the interesting things that the signers get to say.
Signers?
At Anthrocon. The ASL. Oh God, the signers, yes. I learned Anthrocon is very amazing. They are awesome with their inclusivity. And so we had them on a Dragon show we did there, and we do the usual thing of, okay, what are people's names and signs? So Alkalize is pretty good. A lot of times, if you're familiar, they will shorthand, they will do a letter and then a motion that is associated with you. What is the letter A? I do not remember.
Letter A.
This.
What?
So Alkalize the letter A and drink.
I got a sign.
Really?
Growing up, my mom worked with a lot of Special Olympics, special ed, and she was fluent in sign language for a long time. And whenever she got mad, I knew a thing she would do, but I didn't know what it translated to until in front of a stage of people at Anthrocon. So what I saw was...
somebody knows sign language.
Somebody got it.
So for those of you who don't know...
Way to spoil the joke track.
Dumb shit.
Your mother called you a dumb shit in sign language?
Your mother doesn't?
She says it in English.
Okay. I do remember the very first time that I had the privilege to perform with an ASL interpreter. I got incredibly paranoid. I was at Anthrocon. I look out into what was definitely the biggest audience I've ever had, and instead of thinking, wow, what an amazing moment, all I could think of is, none of the deaf people are laughing. I think the interpreter's timing is off. And as I went on with my set, a set that is very reliant on timing, in the back of my mind I was like, that son of a bitch! Sign better!
For our dear guest up here, I don't run. I'm the chairman of Anthrocon. There's a difference. I've got an incredible staff. I've run a 10,000 almost person convention. Help me.
What?
I run a goddamn big convention in Pittsburgh.
9,000.
Yeah. 9,999,000. Anyway,
it's over 9,000.
Because we have a number of folks who are not necessarily available to hear, we bring in sign language interpreters. And one of our favorite interpreters, his name is Bick. Bick.
You fantasize about that.
Oh my God, Bick. Bick, he's got bicep. Oh my. Bic is.
He likes Bic.
Clearly.
Bic. Oh my God, Bic.
You know, Kage, I think I know how to soften the blow of getting the Dorsai reported at
Blow.
Dokkan.
Talk me about blow. Yes, okay. Go on. Talk about it. Yes.
Have Vic sign it to you.
Okay, he's a sign language interpreter, and he's God, he's fucking hot. Okay, he's got Bic. Okay, I'm always playing with Bic because he has to sign everything I say. This poor son of a bitch has to sign everything I say. I'm like, hi, I'm Uncle Kage, and this is Bic. He's my interpreter. Oh, look at my amazing biceps. I probably have a 14-inch penis. Why don't I show it to you? Oh yes, maybe I shall flex right. This poor son of a bitch has got to do all this shit. Well, it was about 2 years ago. Bic is up there, and he's, and I started this. I am Bic. I have a 14-inch penis. He ripped off his shirt. Underneath it, he had a muscle shirt that said, I heart furries. I was like, oh. To be owned by your own sign language interpreter is amazing.
I come from a little bit different crowd, but my first experience performing with a sign language interpreter was earlier this year when I did a production of the Vagina Monologues.
That is so awesome.
So I also know some interesting signs.
That is awesome.
Whoa. Okay, can I get one sign you learned? There it is. Dropped out for that.
What does that mean?
Well, it's the Vagina Monologues, that's why.
It means hope. You are not calling Bic. Give me that. Bic, no, we're not here. Bic, hang up. Bic, save yourself.
I'm sorry, as you were saying, I didn't mean to do anything.
I'm so say vagina. That's fine.
Don't say vagina, these are furries. Nobody knows what that is.
Hey, we're going to be inclusive up here.
Right, I'm sorry, I forgot.
That stuff is amazingly sticky.
I'm sorry.
By the way, Heather,
I don't question bras.
we're ordinarily much more mature and...
Nope.
I don't buy that for a second.
Good move.
If you want to learn some dirty signs, talk to me after.
With 8 minutes left, I'm going to let you know with my latest count, gentlemen, ladies, and other, it is my proud privilege to announce that as of right now, with 8 minutes left, 7 minutes left to the panel, we are at $1,699.
What did you spit all over me, Kage?
It was what the guy said was sticky.
Look, guys, let's be honest. We're never going to know what Kage spit on Drago, but we know he uses it to sign checks.
I'm calling you out. I saw you scrub something off of a $100 bill.
Shut up. Oh, good, I get to stab him.
690? You said 690.
We are at 1,699.
Okay. Ooh, I have a broken finger and sinuses full of white wine.
Is there more white wine?
There will be right after this panel, yes.
That is an interesting way to say Flonase.
I want my pen back. Give me my pen.
Pen?
I mean, could you give it to me without stabbing my finger? Thank you very much.
I don't think I can. Gentlemen, Indy FurCon. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Indy FurCon is a magical experience, a place where this kind of shit happens.
75, and I know I have another quarter. 700. Sorry.
$1,700. Well, you broke it.
We have come a long way since the day when I was horrified when Amphicon's charity came up and said, "Look at the present the dildo salesman gave me."
That's what we can tell you. I will say this, just to jump back to our charity for a second. It really, because Jake did share that email with the entire board of directors, and it is 100% true that this charity here, the email that you sent ensured your position at our convention. Because we are part of a group of people who run conventions, because sometimes we need to talk to each other.
Oh, God, yes.
Sometimes we need to warn each other that shit has gone down. And this one time, well done. That shit was a brand new convention trying to go out and get a charity. I'm not going to go into their email. All I do know is this: that email did not explain furry in the slightest. It just said, "You want to be part of furry? We'll make you money." And it was that kind of... The charity emailed back very professionally. "We're very sorry, but we do not plan on having anything to do with furriers. We are not interested in anyone who takes animals and makes them into clothing." That's good. No, that's a good response, because they did not explain furry and they just misread it as furriers. They sent a response. A line of dialogue has been opened. And now all we need to do is explain to them that they had a slight misconception. And would you like to know what the emailed response was to that?
Tell us!
We don't wear them, we fuck them. Guess what state didn't get a con that year?
Tell me that's a joke.
The beginning part was a joke. An email to a charity about the fornication of animals, unfortunately, is not.
So, Heather, tell me about your first impressions.
And not your second impressions.
Just the first impressions.
Only the first.
Not the. We don't want to know about the second. Just the first impressions of us, please. Please.
Good cough.
Yes, please. She's being very quiet.
I'm trying to remember, because my first impression was my first experience was 5 or 6 years ago, I think. And I just thought that it was a lot of fun, and it was like a big mascot party.
It is.
And I used to be in media, and I attended a lot of events, and the Indiana Fever used to invite me to their games a lot, and every year they sent me tickets for my whole family to Freddie's birthday party. And it was literally a mascot party, and it was my very favorite event of the whole summer, to take my family to the Fever game and go to the mascot party. So to find out that there is a whole giant mascot party that I get to spend for the entire weekend, that was pretty darn awesome.
So what is the, you've been in this for a few years now, so what is one of the more interesting nuances in furry you've picked up on? It's a broad question, maybe something about fursuits and attire and what that means, or anything like that.
I'm very frightened by the answer that's coming.
That's a broad question. Let me try and think.
What's something horrifying you've learned about furry?
Let's go back to the original question, please.
So,
you know what? This is one of the best charities I've been with. I actually want to know your answer. We're going to let this one stand.
Okay.
What do you got?
Well, I'm trying to answer this delicately because I don't want to offend anybody. But
is anyone going to take offense to this?
Yes.
No!
We know how to laugh at ourselves, unlike some people.
The ferals terrify me.
Okay, I agree.
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to announce the final number here. A few people gave it to me. We're about to end the panel in exactly 1 minute, but before we do, I have one more assignment. Assignment? Fuck. We have made $1,771.31, but before we go, we have been asking you about your first impression, second impression. We have 1 minute. I'm going to play a game called 5-Second Stories. Raise your hand if you would like to describe the furry fandom to our friend in 5 seconds or less.
Be
right here.
very judicious.
We've got less than a minute. Go.
It's a lot of fucking and fun.
Oh, God.
Go.
Generous.
Yes.
Go.
Place of belonging.
Go.
Fun and fairy.
Go.
Our wives drunk, don't ask questions.
Go.
Drinking and degeneracy.
Go.
A gathering of creators.
Go.
Making you cry.
Go.
Animals are fun, humans are fun, together they're better.
Go.
The most welcoming convention I've ever gone to.
Go.
Pour money in the head to make a fair cry.
Go.
Economic impact.
And go.
That's really fucking awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen. This has been iComedy Better When I Had a Few. Let's have a round of applause for the charity.
Thank you all. You guys are amazing. Every one of those things you said is completely 100% true, and we are just completely flabbergasted to have been able to participate in this and change the way we rescue. And I can't wait to share some of those things with you again tomorrow night and find out exactly how generous you've been again.
Okay, she wants to find out how generous we can be. Let's show her.
Yeah! Everyone! One more thank you to the charity! Dragor! Uncle Kage! My name is Alkali! Thank you very much and good night!
Good job making progress.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are sticking around to talk to us, we will meet you in the hallway. The next panel is starting. If you want to talk to us, meet us in the hallway. We have to clean. We will see you guys in the hallway in a moment. What's in here next?
BC Breakaways.
Say again.
BC Breakaways furry. It was originally for your finger.
Up next, BC Breakaways Furry tonight. Everyone, enjoy your evening. Let's get clean and go.
Now
Clean
he
and
has
go.
a proper finger.
Away from me. I'm hearing quick.
Who wants to?
No, I just need this away. Is that empty?
What do you want with this?
So does that go? Yes. Okay. It's keep your pinky out, right?
Silver Gatoman, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gatoman, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gatoman, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.